good, actually. We got up there around 10-ish, went to start the sleds. My dad's sled started, sounded really out of it. Wouldn't really move. Sounded like it was running on one cylinder. I told him that. He rode it down the street to a little shop in Old Forge. I thought maybe it could be a spark plug issue. He hadn't changed them in a long time. Swapped the spark plugs out. The guy said there was actually no spark going to that coil at all. So we left there. We were going to take it to Big Moose Arctic Cat. He wanted to try to drive it. I told him obviously that's going to be a terrible idea. It's going to be dumping fuel in the cylinder the whole time. That's not going to get burnt off because there's no spark. So I convinced him to dig out the trailer. We dug out the trailer. He drove it down there. Pretty much didn't get on the trails until around 12:31-ish. As soon as I got there, I realized I had forgot my mount for my Sony action cam. So I had to swap over to the GoPro. But I had planned to use the Sony anyway to record my voice and just keep it in my pocket. Well, somehow the mic didn't pick up anything I said, and it's pretty funny because you can hear me talking to nobody while I ride.
Whatever reason,
through my GoPro because it's got its own mic on it. So I'm gonna do a voiceover on this video instead. I don't want to make it a normal thing. I want to, have like the live experience of me riding, but there's gonna be technical issues with stuff. I think I gotta get a new mic. It's had issues since I got it. It picks up background noise and it has disturbance on it all the time. It was a super cheap mic I got on eBay or on Amazon for like $8. It came with a GoPro case too, so I just need to get a better one. I'm gonna buy one this week, so that next week when I ride we'll have no issues. But I had a whole topic to talk about in this video, so I'm gonna talk about that, and here we go.
just talked him into. I go, look, I'm gonna go over and have some lunch. I go, you just got some old guy, and he goes, I had his Sled here 3 times. I go, you're not fixing it. She needs a fuse. I look at the mechanic. I go, take a peek at mine. I go, at least I'll know what I'm up against. I think it might be a power gun.
Kind of a bitch, that was about.
Be a lot of money. Under $1,000.
Probably about $1,000. You might as well get a fucking motor. I don't know how much it costs.
They said it could be a bunch of things. So I'm gonna go across the street. I'm parked up here with all you fucking gassers that couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And we'll have lunch, and then I'll come back and see what's up.
Okay. What do you say?
Let me pull it in. Kind of weird. You know what he told me, that coil thing? He goes, one coil works both.
Shit, really?
He goes, so if it's firing on one cylinder, he goes, I need the coil.
It's weird that you don't have spark though. And
where are you guys headed?
Probably gonna hit the plains for a bit.
River?
Yeah.
Alright, like I said, if I'm not here, I'm there.
Okay.
And I'll just be sitting in Slicks fucking eating some wings and waiting for you.
There you go.
Okay, so here we go. First audio recording, or first voiceover. First and foremost, Dad's sled ended up being a coil like we had talked about in the video. We took it to the dealer and they brought it inside, checked it out, and told them they were just going to try a coil, and if it wasn't that, they'd take it back out and they wouldn't charge them, and they put it in and it ran fine. It's interesting because apparently one coil sends spark to both spark plugs, so it was a little odd that it wasn't affecting the other spark plug, but it is what it is, and glad it's fixed. It was like a $250 fix altogether, so could have been a lot worse. Definitely not too bad in the end, and nice to have just gotten it out of the way. If it was going to break, it could have broken on a much worse day. I kind of wanted to talk in this video about sled news in general. One of the big things that happened this week, if anybody watched the X Games, Tucker Hibbert was going for his 10-peat, and I guess it would have been a record. There's somebody in BMX who either was close to doing it or had also done it. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, so he would have been the first person to get 10 medals in a row in a single discipline. And in typical Tucker fashion, they've been preparing the last couple of weeks. I thought it was interesting that the Deadwood race was last weekend. He normally gets up there early on and does like 3 weeks straight in Aspen, but because of that, he was up there for like a week, had to go back, race Deadwood, and then go back to X Games, or back up to Aspen again before X Games. So I was already kind of thinking ahead of time that could definitely end up throwing him off, but I figured, we'll see. He's Tucker. He'll probably still win. And, as much as I'm excited to see somebody else win a race, because, we've all seen Tucker win so many races, it was still super shocking and, a little disappointing to see him not be able to take the win. In his qualifier, there were 3 restarts, which blew my mind. And I think he came in second in his qualifier. And then in the final, he got not the best start. He was out there in 4th, and just wasn't able to make a pass at all to get any farther forward. He rode fourth the whole race and ended up coming home with fourth place and even get a medal. I thought it was pretty surprising how small the track was. I'm not sure how many people were able to watch it because it was on at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and you had to kind of watch it on the ESPN live app. It wasn't anywhere else. And I think it was on YouTube too. But, so it just kind of shows it doesn't seem like X Games is too into the whole snowcross thing anymore, which it's too bad because, you know, they used to make a huge deal out of it. It was always awesome to watch. It was at night, you know, then they changed it to the daytime. Now the track is just tiny. It's like, this year it was a couple doubles, couple triples, 2 turns, and that was it. I mean, definitely not like it used to be, the huge cross-country type track, you know, but I guess that's just what happens over time. It'll be interesting to see if they keep it after Tucker leaves, because I feel like him being such a star and it was part of why they were keeping it around. With the Arctic Cat news, they came out with a new engine this year. They did like a mid-season release of their 800 C-Tech 2, which I think is pretty awesome. It's cool to see somebody else, you know, bringing another 800 to the game. They brought it out in 2 packages. It's the ZR 8000 Snow Pro, and then the M8000 Snow Pro in a 153 and a 162. Those are the only options for it right now. Pretty typical limited release type of stuff, but it's pretty interesting to see how it's just the normal 800. Obviously, it's been in development, so they couldn't change it to the bigger bore like they did with the 850. But you know, I think that's a good thing. The whole 850 thing, it's cool in some ways, but it's also makes it harder to compare to other sleds being a bigger bore engine. But that's neither here nor there. I've only seen one little review on it so far of a guy who got to ride it for a couple miles, he said, on the lake. He said the torque felt good, like a nice strong sled. It'll definitely be interesting to see how they stack up. The whole injecting oil into the crank. We also see how reliable they can make an 800 using that type of technology. It's Arctic Cat's first engine they've designed on their own before they had the Suzuki 800, so it's definitely really cool to see them kind of taking a step in their own direction and doing it on their own. In other news, there was a little recall on the Polaris 800 Assault, so if you have one, check it out. I guess the steering columns have been kind of loose on some of them, and if you bring it in and you have that problem, they put new bushings in and it fixes it. I guess it's not affecting everybody, just some people got bad ones, some people's were fine, so that's all it ended up being in the end. Nothing big with the 850s, seems like they're running pretty strong, much better release than the 800R had, so good for Skidoo on that.
This trail doesn't really go anywhere, so since it's getting shitty, I figure we'll turn around.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Whew, I am tired.
Are you?
Oh my god.
Hangover hitting you?
Huh?
Is
Oh
it
yeah.
Hangover? Or are you just tired?
Both.
That's cool.
Yeah. Should have had caffeine.
Can't believe you didn't have like a monster or something.
I'm an idiot.
What's the mistake?
The only thing I have heard about the 850s was there, and this could be totally just one guy having a problem, but some of them have been running a little hot, and there was one specific guy in Too Tough that his is bad enough that he's been talking to the dealer about how to fix it, and he's contemplating getting rid of it, but it seems like a very one-off thing, so if you're an 850 guy, I really wouldn't worry about it. But I think it's awesome that the sled's going well, and that's pretty much the only negative thing I'm really seeing about it. So good for them. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on video, but Josh and I did end up taking the lake back. As I showed in the beginning of the video, you could kind of see where it was open towards one of the spots we get on. I didn't feel great towards the end of the ride, so I was just trying to get back as fast as possible. And as we rode by the entrance of the lake on the other side, there were a lot of sleds headed out on it, so I thought, you know, we'll give it a shot. But about halfway down, it got pretty slushy, and if I had to do over again, I probably would have avoided it, but unfortunately my GoPro battery was dead, so I didn't get it on camera, but got to kind of open up the sled a little bit. Unfortunately, the direction we were going is into the wind, and there was a pretty solid breeze on Saturday, so I didn't really get to top the sled out. There's been instances on my other sleds where I can go 110 the other way, and I'm barely hitting 100 going back the way we were, so wouldn't have been a really fair call anyway. But it's cool that the lake is semi-frozen enough, and by next week we should be able to get a top speed run on the Assault, and it'll be sweet to see how that finally comes out. Also, one final thing, I finally put my sled into the right fuel mode. I guess from the dealer they had it in the non-premium ethanol mode. Not sure why I never put that gas in it, but after I ran the first couple tanks through it, I finally switched it over to 91 no ethanol, and it's running great. It seems a little peppier down low. It's a little...
Any cops down there?
No.
Nobody?
Yep. Sweet. They got me once down there before.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, no problem.
Up top it's pretty much the same, but down low you can definitely feel a little extra power, so that's kind of a cool little thing. If you haven't done it yourself, it's pretty easy. I can make a video on it if people don't know about it, but it's pretty common if you're a Polaris owner to know about it. So, but yeah, that's probably going to be it for this one. Hopefully the voiceover wasn't the end of the world. Like I said, I'm going to get a new mic this week. It's odd because I have my mic plugged into my computer right now and it seems to be working fine, so hopefully it's just the mic and not my camera. It's my camera, it's going to be really unfortunate, but we'll see. I'll try to get it figured out. Until then, hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.